Hi, my name is Chris, the IELTS expert. This is IELTS Daily, the best place for your daily IELTS practice. A very common topic in the exam is talking about your hometown. So let's think about some ideas now. Ideas. Before we go straight into this answer, shall we take a short look at some ideas that you can use when talking about this topic? You could talk about the name, location, size, and importance of your hometown or city. I want you to describe it as much as possible. Give lots of opinions and ideas. Okay, now let's listen to the sample answer. Sample answer. My hometown is Paris in France. I don't know if you know much about Paris, but it's the capital of France and it's a really bustling city. There are countless places to eat. If you are a foodie and if you love food, you can choose from a wealth of different restaurants, cafes and bars. Paris is really known for its famous food. But if you're interested in culture, we have lots of different museums, galleries, theatres. If you're a culture vulture, you'll really love Paris, especially if you love going to the opera or the theatre. Paris is also famous for sporting and music events. If you wanted to go and watch the football, you could go and see Paris Saint-Germain, or if you wanted to listen to some live music, we have lots of cafes that play live jazz music in my city. Vocabulary ideas. Bustling. That means that it's really busy and energetic. Another word is vibrant. There are countless. That's another way to say there are many. Grab a bite to eat. It's a different way to say go and eat some food. So I could say to my friend, let's grab a bite to eat. Let's look at the example below. If I were you, I would visit Paris in the next 10 years. Some more ideas that you could use when talking about cities are, you could use words like, it's a fast-paced city. It's a cosmopolitan city. There is plenty of nightlife. It has a good transport network. The cost of living is high. And some more ideas for small cities would be, it has a relaxed atmosphere. It has a good quality of life. It's a bit boring. There's not much to do. It's a peaceful place to live. It's easy to get around. Another popular question in the exam is, what is your hometown known for? And that simply means, what is it famous for? Let's look at an example now. Ideas. Just before we look at that answer, let's think about some topics that you could talk about. Maybe you could say, why it is famous. What are the main industries in the city? Are there any famous stories about your city? Now let's listen to my answer. Sample answer. Paris is really famous for its culture. As I mentioned, we have lots of different museums and galleries. We also have many theatres too, so whatever your taste, you'll definitely find something that you enjoy. Finally, many students in the exam will get the question, is it easy to get around your hometown? And that simply means, does your city have a good transport network? Let's think about some ideas. Sample answer. Well, like most cities, Paris has many different transport options. The most common is the metro, which is a really cheap and efficient way to get around the city. Trains run throughout the day and night. But if you're in a rush, you may want to take an Uber. But I can't always guarantee that will be quicker than the metro because Paris is notorious for its traffic jams. Review. So, why was this a good answer? Well, I use good vocabulary such as to get around the city. If you're in a rush. Did you notice that I contracted you are and it becomes your? if you're in a rush, and the word notorious. Did you also notice that my speech was very fluent? I didn't stop speaking. In the exam, you'll get the most marks if you're able to expand your answer, and that means talk a lot about the topic that you've been asked about. So in this case, I spoke a lot about Paris, what you can do there, the type of transport it has, maybe a few different transport options. So make sure you talk a lot and in detail. That's the end of today's session. In tomorrow's session, we're going to be talking about a specific type of transport in your city, maybe the most popular type of transport in your city. So let's start thinking about that now. Be prepared and start thinking about your answer. Pause and practice. Now it's time for your practice by listening to this question, pausing the video and speaking on your own. Question: what's the best thing about living in your hometown? Pause and practice. My name is Chris, the IELTS expert, and this is IELTS Daily, the best place for you to practice and prepare for your IELTS exam. Thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.